game number 1. In the top right-hand location, we have the red Terran player who has a wealth of MLG experience. He should not be a stranger to you. From Team Prime, he is MarineKing. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand location, trying to get some MLG experience of his own. From Team NS Hoseo, he is Jjakji.
Jjakji looking so intense there. Of course, I already said I'm a big Jjakji fan. As much as I love MarineKing, I've got to cheer for Jjakji here. But I talked about how exciting I find this map here. Now we can actually kind of see some of the features of it.
Yeah.
What's really cool is just so many routes, right? There's the 2 Xel'Naga towers that cover most of the routes, but you can still kind of sneak along the edges a little bit. Once you get out of your base, you can circumvent it, as long as they don't have your Xel'Naga tower. And those side bases are really important because, yeah, you can go up and down the ridges in the middle. But if your opponent has control of the ridge, you have a concave of units on the top, they've got siege tanks there, they've got a sensor tower so they can see where you're moving, that's very hard. So then the side bases come into play. If you can control those sidelines on the very far left and right, not only do you have access to those mining bases, but it's a great way to get drops into your opponent's natural, drops into your opponent's main via their third base, run-bys into third base, attacking the fourth base from on top of that cliff edge. There's so many features that make this map very, very prone to multitasking, which is my favorite type of game.
TVT is such an interesting and drastically different matchup from any other matchup in StarCraft 2. With with the introduction of obviously siege tanks are a big part of this matchup all the time. It becomes a battle of positioning. If you miss micro marines in the wrong location, you're gonna lose a billion marine, and it's not gonna be fun. So look out for these guys to really look out. Scout your opponent. Scouting your opponent is very important. Is he going for those tanks? What's his starport count on? Is he going for a lot of Vikings? Does he have air control? Do I have air control? And of course, later game transitions are very important to watch out for as well. So TVT is like the most closest matchup to like chess, where if you make one wrong move in the wrong direction, it's going to cost you a little bit later. So look out for these guys to be very wary of each other. Against sensor towers, scouting, SCVs, flanking around. You just gotta look out for this stuff.
We can see some differences already here with Jjakji going for a single gas and a reactor on the barracks, whereas MarineKing adding that second gas, getting a factory and then the reactor. I think we're going to see Jjakji open with a fast expansion reactor there just to get a lot of units out early to help himself defend against any potential aggression, whereas MarineKing is going to be the one with that tech in his hands. Is it going to be Banshee? Is it going to be drop play? Is it going to be Hellions with a drop? Widowmines with a drop? Who knows, because the MarineKing's capable of just about anything.
Yeah, the double gas is a huge tell on, of course, MarineKing's intentions to go into that tech play. Going to be dropping that factory onto the reactor. The starport has already begun, so this could very well be Hellions in production here from MarineKing, and that's what it's going to be. So as of right now, this looks like it's going to be a 4 Hellion drop into his opponent's main base, adding on that tech lab to the barracks. Of course, he could start up an upgrade like STEM or something, or he can transition the factory over there to start producing those tanks, something we have to keep an eye on. But as far as the story of this game early on, Jjakji going for the economic focus, MarineKing going for the aggressive focus, which means MarineKing pretty much has to do damage here because his economy is going to be much, much less than his opponent at this point in the game if he doesn't do any damage.
It is, and he's got some tools to do damage being produced right now. The Hellions are coming out. The medevac is halfway done. 2 Hellions are already there at Jjakji's front, but remember, MarineKing doesn't know how Jjakji opened. He doesn't know that Jjakji went for that command center this early. His Hellions got him there, and they saw there's no command center in the low ground, so he knows it wasn't some super fast gasless low ground expansion. But he's still relatively in the dark. His first scouting is really going to be when that medevac comes in. It's not going to be just to damage Jjakji. It's also going to be to figure out what exactly is going on. We see Jjakji's SCV scout coming in here. He's going to confirm there's no expansion from MarineKing, but the medevac is almost halfway. It's over halfway across the map, actually. Wow, that crosses the map fast with those afterburners, picking up the Hellions and going straight for the main.
Here MarineKing goes, dropping the Hellions down, but a supply depot greatly placed there by Jjakji. Going to return his Marines and Hellions there. MarineKing going to pick right back up, and he's going to try a different avenue to come into this bait, but Jjakji now knows exactly what's going on.
He knows everything. He knows there's a drop. It's getting into the mineral line. But Jjakji moves his units to defend there just at the right amount of time and drives it away yet again. Jjakji also got an SCV into his opponent's base and saw that the factory moved over to a tech lab. He knows the follow-up MarineKing's going for.
He has to drop these Hellions as well. The Vikings shooing that medevac away, and now 2 Hellions are going to fall here, make that 3, and Jjakji with the great hold there, securing his natural expansion as well. So now I can start dropping mules down there, transfer some SCVs down there as well, and really focus on that economy. Meanwhile, MarineKing, no additional orbital command, still accumulating units at this point.
Going straight for those tanks, cranking out Marines with a reactor. Tanks out of the attack lab. He's going to look to put on some pressure. Of course, remember, in Heart of the Swarm, tanks start with the siege mode enabled, so he can go across the map and do a lot of damage right off the bat, sieging up his opponent's base to get through any bunker defense. You can see Jjakji, on the other hand, he sees this is coming. He knows there is no expansion. He saw the tech lab on the factory, and the tech lab on the factory this early can mean only one thing in TVT. He's getting in a bunker and help him buy himself time. He's got his own tanks to defend, and the question is going to be, what can MarineKing do with this? He's going to have a slightly higher tank count and a slightly higher Marine count, but with every minute that passes, Jjakji's going to close that gap.
All right, MarineKing, again, you do not need to research siege mode in Heart of the Swarm. The tanks do come with siege, so we're going to see MarineKing coming forward, sieging up that tank, but is Jjakji's tank in range of the tank? No, he's in range of the Marines, but not in range of the tank. MarineKing, doesn't matter, he's just going to back up anyway, and I think he loaded up a medevac with 4 Hellions, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Or someone did.
Jjakji.
Oh, okay.
Jjakji's got a medevac
yeah,
using the counterattack. I love this move. So many Terrans are like, you know what, I'm ahead. I can just defend and be okay. That is true. They can defend and stay slightly ahead. But Jjakji, that's not enough for him. He's going on the counterattack. A great defensor. Meanwhile, the Hellions are being dropped in the main. Let's see how much damage they can do on the counterattack.
MarineKing has nothing back home to defend against those Hellions. Marines coming forward, and 2 tanks here from MarineKing trying to target down that bunker. It's getting very low in health, hovering around 100, but Jjakji's repairing is going to keep it alive, and MarineKing forced to back away. Meanwhile, SCVs being fried up back at home.
Oh man, we saw that on the picture-in-picture. So many SCVs going down. The Hellions doing tremendous damage. Jjakji not just executing a great defense, but also getting damage done on the offense as well. And you know what? He's still doing some more work over here.
MarineKing up, I should say Jjakji up 36-19 in the Harvester count. Jjakji up 72-43 in the supply count, has that natural expansion up and running. MarineKing trying to get his up and running as well, but the attack, it didn't fail. Jjakji's defense was way too good, and now we see a Banshee here from MarineKing trying to even things up as far as workers are concerned.
Banshee always a great way to try to even the worker score in TVT, but Jjakji's right there with the Viking. Marines are there as well with no cloak. They have Banshee's days the number. Gets 7 kills though, not too bad, but Jjakji's going to maintain the lead here. Another Banshee in a natural. MarineKing is not done.
Wow, MarineKing, he's trying to get back to this game as best as he can. A Banshee in the main, a Banshee at the natural expansion. The Banshee's still doing damage, up to 10 kills. Workers killed up to 24 here for MarineKing. The Harvester now 24-21, 23-21 in favor of Jjakji. MarineKing doing a great job, but his tank's getting caught off guard a little bit in the middle of the map. Jjakji pursuing with those Marines and tanks. Oh, look at this. He's going to ignite Afterburn that medevac to try to flank MarineKing. There's no running for MarineKing.
Great use of the Ignite Afterburners there by Jjakji, picking off both his opponent's tank here. In fact, I think he got all 3 that were there at the front, using a medevac to micro-preserving his own tank's life as well. And MarineKing got so much economic damage done with that counterattack, but can he hold Jjakji's push with losing all of his siege tanks like that?
75-40 is that supply count. MarineKing doing a great job getting that worker harassment done, but again, lost those tanks in the middle of the map. I guess just wasn't watching them, and Jjakji able to take advantage there, even though he lost all those SDVs. Now, MarineKing needs to try to make something happen here as far as defending this push. He has to worry about a push into his natural expansion. He has to worry about a drop potentially in his main base. Jjakji coming straight forward. Tank sieging up here for MarineKing at his natural expansion. This might be his final stand, pulling those SUVs to try to deal with his Marines, but look at the high DPS damage of the Marines. The bunker is not going to stand a chance. There's the GG.